The Baltimore Orioles beat the Colorado Rockies 5-4 in Game 2. Kyle Bradish pitches another really good game. And the big story, Yennier Cano steps up big, gets the opportunity and the save. We'll talk about it in this one. Let's have a mound visit. Let's go O's! What's going on, Birdland? Baltimore Bops here, and welcome to the Baltimore Bops YouTube channel where we discuss all things Baltimore Orioles. I'm your host, Bops, and in this episode, we'll talk about the 5-4 Birds victory over the Rockies in Game 2. But before we get into the game, if you're a Baltimore Orioles fan or you just want to help support Baltimore Orioles content creators, please consider sharing, and subscribing to this content. Hit that notification bell, and it'll let you know every time I make a video about our Baltimore Orioles, which everybody that's been here for a while knows that is nightly. So let's get into the box score real quick. The Colorado Rockies have 4 runs on 8 hits, 1 error. The Baltimore Orioles have 5 runs, 6 hits, 0 errors. Kyle Bradish gets the W. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. Flexen gets the loss. He goes 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 7 Ks, and 1 walk. He pitched pretty well himself. And then the really big storyline, as far as I'm concerned, is the Baltimore Orioles, Brandon Hyde, the skipper, going with Yennier Cano for the save opportunity. And my man held it down. Pitched an inning, no hits, no earned runs, no Ks, no walks. Got the job done. That's his 5th save of the season. Obviously, everyone has heard that Felix Bautista has some sort of injury to the UCL, which is, unfortunately, it's Tommy John related. We don't know, obviously, the extent of the injury, so they're going to be real careful with Felix because although this is an extremely important year for the Baltimore Orioles, his long-term health for this organization and for him, obviously, but we're talking about Baltimore Orioles baseball, for the organization is it's paramount. So they're going to be very careful with Felix, and they're going to have to find somebody to fill that role until then. Now, I know there's been a lot of talk of who would fill that role, who has the right mentality, who is the guy that can come in and dominate. And I personally think that Yennier Cano is the best one in the bullpen right now. I think he's got the nastiest stuff. I think that when he's on, he's kind of got that swag about him where he has the mentality that he wants to come in and dominate you. Now, I don't know if he's going to be able to do it, long term, if you will. That's to be seen. That's the whole point of this is who do we put in that closer spot while Felix gets healthy, while he goes through whatever rehab that he needs to go through. Who can hold it down? And I personally believe that Yennier Cano is the guy that we have in the pen that can fill that spot. So all that to say this, and this is what we're going to focus on today. We're not really going to get into much of the play-by-play, if you will. The Rockies took an early 2-0 lead. Kyle Bradish battled through some traffic in the 3rd inning. And the Birds, they do what they always do. They're never out of the baseball game. They're just the kids continue to battle. Bottom of the 5th, Rockies are up 2-0. Hayes gets an leadoff walk. Mullen strikes out swinging, but Hayes takes second and on an errant throw is able to motor his way over to third base. And then Urias grounds into a fielder's choice to shortstop. And this was a really interesting play because Tovar was actually playing fairly deep. I think they had their infield middle, and he got a fairly sharp ground ball hit to him. But most of the time with the lead, it's 2-0. Usually playing that deep, that shortstop is probably going to think about going to first and getting the out. Well, he comes to the plate and throws a really good throw. It's a really good throw to the plate. I think it one-hopped into the catcher, but it kind of brought the catcher into the base path. And, for all intents and purposes, Austin Hayes was out, but during the review, they basically considered that the catcher had blocked the plate. Now, this is a really hard rule to interpret because the catcher can't block the plate, but if the ball takes you in front of the plate, what are you supposed to do? So it worked out for the Birds. They ruled Austin Hayes safe after calling him out at the plate. I don't think that it was the right call. I think that he was out, but sometimes you just got to be lucky. And I think even Austin Hayes was surprised at the call if you look at him when he was in the dugout. So, Baltimore Orioles, it's 2-1 still. Baltimore Orioles. So, it's still 2-1 Rockies. Bottom half of the sixth, Flexen's pitching. Henderson singles the left. Santander singles the left. And that puts runners at first and second with nobody out. And then my man Ryan Mountcastle comes in the clutch and smokes one down the left field line. And Santander and Henderson scored to put the Birds up 3-2. Real big spot. So then O'Hearn gets a productive out. He grounds out to second. Mounty goes to third. And then Hayes grounded out to shortstop, scoring Ryan Mountcastle. Tovar once again was about to come to the plate, but he tried to throw it before it got into his glove and ended up getting it out at first, but the Birds were able to score Mounty from third, and they take a 4-2 lead. Bottom half of the seventh, Justice comes in, he's pitching for Colorado, and this is where the Birds kind of tack on some insurance. Westberg walks, Rutschman strikes out looking, Henderson strikes out, and then Santander doubles the left, and Westberg is able to score all the way from first base, putting the Birds up 5-2. The Rockies would come back and make it a 5-4 game. And then the moment that we were all looking for, who was going to fill in for Felix Bautista? Well, the Birds moved Yennier Cano from that 8th spot, that 8th inning setup guy. They moved him over to the closer spot. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a platoon thing or if this is just what Brandon Hyde's going to do until Yennier shows that he can't get it done. But he gets it done last night. Was it dominating, as in we watched Felix come in there and strike out 2-3 batters? No. Yennier Cano gets Toglia to fly out the left. Doyle flies out the left. Blackman lines out the shortstop. I don't care how you get it done. Is it fun to watch, obviously, Felix Bautista come in there and throw absolute flames and just strike out everybody? Yes, of course. Is that what we're going to get from Yennier? No, we're probably not going to get 2 or 3 Ks a night with his save opportunities. But he does have good stuff. And he does have the mentality that the Orioles are looking for, that I'm going to come in here and I'm going to shut this thing down. And that's what he did yesterday. So he got the job done, man. Phase 1 of this project, if you will, is complete. And we can move on to phase 2 and see if this is something that we can ride until Felix gets healthy. So, 5-4 Birds moves them to 81-48. The Rays did win last night, so the Baltimore Orioles retain that 3-game lead in the AL East. But 81-48. It's crazy to say, man. We still got so much baseball to play, and we're only 2 games back in the win column from what we were finishing 162 games last year. The Baltimore Orioles are 81-48. It's stinking crazy. So the Birds today at 1:35 will look for the sweep, which is what we should be expecting from this team. And 1:35 first pitch. Colorado Rockies are going to send out Ty Black. And the Baltimore Orioles will send out Jack Flaherty, who missed his last start for, arm discomfort. So we'll see if Jack Flaherty can get back into the win column. His last outing was not very good. So this will be a good spot for him to get some bounce back innings in. And we'll see if the Birds can go ahead and complete this sweep and move on to the Chicago White Sox. So 1:35 first pitch, Ty Black, Jack Flaherty. O's go for the sweep. Sunday afternoon baseball, man. Hey, enjoy it. Hopefully everybody's having a great day at that time. And we will catch you on the next one, Birdland.